Good morning, Read 180 students. Today is Monday, January 11th, and we will be continuing our work in Workshop 5, Contagion. And again, make sure you have your materials ready. Today you will need your real book, make sure you have your pencil, and then you want to make sure your binder is handy because your bell work is in there as well as your independent reading log for this week. Now, if you look on the daily agenda, I would like you to make sure you do your daily check-in. Today we are doing day 1, week 15. Now, because this week is a short week, we will only be doing 3 days of bell work. You will only see those assignments in Schoology. All right, our lesson is going to be 5.4, and you'll find those on pages 246 and 247. And you will also be able to find that assignment in the assignment folder for Workshop 5 in Schoology. And then, of course, you'll do your software, get those recorded. And again, we'll only have 3 days of software. So we're going to be looking for, you'll need 60 minutes by the end of the week. And then your independent reading and your reading log. So our learning target today is we will figure out the meaning of technical words and phrases using clues from the text and checking reference materials. The second one is we will identify key ideas of a science article and cite text evidence. And just a reminder, again, no Zoom tomorrow, Tuesday, January 12th. I will have a pre-recorded screencast lesson in the screencast folder in Workshop 5 in Schoology. All right, so let's get started. Make sure you have pages 246 and 247 open and you're ready to go. All right, so today, I'll just jump to the preview since we just reviewed the learning target, but we will dive deeper into infectious diseases with tiny invaders, and it's a informational text written by Kimberly Feltz Taylor, and this text explains the cause and spread of some of the world's most deadly diseases. So in order to grasp the danger or to understand the danger of contagious diseases, we must understand the words that describe them. So we're going to use clues from this text to unlock word meanings. Now we're going to go ahead and get started to look at the academic vocabulary, and at any time during the screencast, you may want to just pause the recording. For the sake of the time of my recording, I'm going to keep moving so you can have as much time as you need to finish these next pieces. All right, our first word is overwhelm. So if I look at maybe giving an example, I might say a snowstorm can overwhelm public transportation and make it difficult. So let's go ahead and fill in the definition for overwhelm. To take over and cause something to stop working. So my example, when I talked about naming a snowstorm that overwhelmed me, I can make that connection because when I saw that maybe buses and cars stopped working, I could say that public transportation is overwhelmed. The snowstorm caused a lot of difficulties, and you can see that by maybe some of the pictures underneath here. Now your question that you're going to answer is, when was the last snowstorm that overwhelmed your town? The last storm that overwhelmed my town was blank. See if you can remember, which one do you remember as being a really bad snowstorm in Thief River? Our next word is mystery. And so mystery, I might say, it is a mystery where my phone is because I cannot find it. Your definition, something that people can't understand or explain. So when I said I cannot find my phone, I'm saying I cannot understand where it has gone. It's kind of a mystery to me. So then I have to kind of go on a search or use some clues of where I maybe last placed it. Now your question that you're going to answer is, what is one mystery from school that you would like to solve? So I would like to solve the mystery of what? And I tried to put some pictures on, like, what are you looking for? Like, what are some things you might have misplaced or you can't remember where they are? So it's kind of driving you a little bit crazy. All right, So before we get started and really start reading our informational text, Tiny Invaders, just kind of a little recap. In the early 1900s, and the Spanish flu has killed millions. All right, so now we're going to fast forward to 2003. Another disease, SARS, is spreading fast, but it is eventually contained. Contagious diseases that killed millions of people throughout history. So today we are lucky that health experts are getting better at identifying and stopping these killers. As we read the science article, Tiny Invaders, we will learn about some other deadly diseases that have spread around the world. Now, I just found a few pictures just off the internet by searching the Spanish flu and SARS. And if when I look through a few of those, we can again make some pretty strong connections of what's happening with our epidemic that's ongoing right now. So I just take a minute to look at the pictures, just a few that I found to show some resemblance of what we are living with COVID-19. All right, so we are going to read together to see if we can figure out why flu viruses can be so dangerous. Now, with our first read, before we jump in, I want you to go to the top of page 247, and we're going to preview the key idea, because when we get done reading this part of the article, I want you to be able to answer the key idea question of why can the flu viruses be so dangerous? So you're going to look for some of those clues that will help you come up with a sentence to answer that question. And again, as I'm reading, I would like you to follow along, please. Tiny Invaders by Kimberly Feltz Taylor. During the flu pandemic of 1918 and 1919, people did not know what caused the disease. Today, scientists know that the flu is caused by a virus. A virus is a type of germ, a tiny living thing that attacks the body and can make people sick. Illnesses that can be passed on from one person to another are called contagious diseases. One way people get the flu is by breathing in or inhaling the virus. This can happen if you inhale after someone who is sick with the flu coughs or sneezes. Another way is by touching something that has the flu virus on it, such as an infected person's hand or something they touched. Then, when you touch your own mouth, nose, or eyes, the flu enters your body. Fortunately, the human body has an immune system. It protects the body against viruses and other germs. The body's immune system can kill most flu viruses within a week or two. But some flu viruses are able to overwhelm a body's immune system. They can kill huge numbers of people. The Spanish flu was one of the most deadly flu viruses of all time. Flu epidemics occur every year. Most are not as serious as the Spanish flu. Why the epidemic of 1918 was so deadly remains a mystery. Now, before we go ahead and answer the key idea question, let's look at this chart. Which is it? Is it an outbreak, an epidemic, or a pandemic? So if you look at the definitions of each, you will be able to determine if that contagious disease was an outbreak, where sometimes many people in a community get sick with the same disease. This is an outbreak. Or is it an epidemic? An outbreak can spread to a wider area, such as a state or a whole country. This is called an epidemic. Or is it a pandemic? When an epidemic spreads from one country to another, it is called a pandemic. So I want you to think, which one are we in right now based on the definitions of each? All right, so you're going to go ahead and complete the key idea question. And we will go to the next slide. Okay, so we're going to reread paragraph 1 from our first read. The first task in use word strategies tells me to underline the definition of a virus. I need to look for details that tell me what a virus is. I'll mark the last sentence in the paragraph, and I would like you to underline the same thing. Do you see where the blue arrow is? I'd like you to underline that sentence. A virus is a type of germ, a tiny living thing that attacks the body and can make people sick. Now I notice that the author says that a virus attacks the body. That's pretty strong language. I need to think about how the word attacks impacts my understanding of viruses. So just to kind of keep digging into that word a little bit, I know that one meaning of the word attack is to use violence to purposely hurt someone. I don't think attack has that exact meaning here, but it certainly helps me understand how dangerous a virus can be. It also makes me think that the virus is very aggressive, very strong, and very fast, and means to cause damage to the body. Okay, so today's assignment, I want you to answer the question in the Use Word Strategies section, and then I want you to complete the React and Write question. Now, we did underline the definition of a virus in paragraph 1. That should also help you answer this question. And then the React and Write is, what do you think? All right. And then once you finish this, take a picture and submit it to Schoology. Now, the last thing I really want to leave you with is when we talk about word strategies, we're really thinking about how writers use words to express their ideas precisely and creatively. Sometimes analyzing just one word can help us understand the entire text a lot better. So again, when I think about that word choice, sometimes it does help to dig a little deeper as you are reading when you are coming to specific words that will help determine what the overall meaning of that article is. All right, so the last thing, just your reminder for your tasks for today, make sure that you get your bell work completed and submitted. Lesson 5.4, your software and reading. Now, this is going to be the last week before the end of the quarter that you're really going to have time to get your things in if you are missing work. So please check Student View. I have updated grades so you will know exactly what's missing. If there is already a 0 in there, that means it's too late. Like if you didn't do any software, you can't go back and make up those minutes. But moving forward, if you need extra help, again, I am out of town so this entire week, but I will be checking email. So if something does come up, feel free to email me and I will get back to you as soon as I can. All right. I will let you go to get your work done and have a great day.